up, nerds? I'm McKinley, and I know what you're thinking. Damn, she's wearing a lot of blush. And I am. The reason I'm wearing so much blush is I just took a picture for Biennial Babython, and I went heavy for the drama, and I don't want to redo it. So here we are. Today I'm going to wrap up the comics I've read since my last comic book wrap up. It wasn't as many this time, but I plan on reading a lot of comics in August, so there will be more next time. So I have my list here. I realize the angle isn't centered, and that's because you guys don't even know what's here, okay? I am a hoarder, and this is the best I can do. Okay, so the first one I read was Welcome Back, I'm Volume 1, Help, I'm Alive, and I did not like it. I honestly don't remember much about it. I think it was two people that were fighting, and they had been fighting for like centuries, and they kept coming back in different bodies, and I was honestly really, really confused, and I think that I quit before I finished it. I can't remember because I didn't mark it as a DNF, but I remember not understanding what the hell was going on, so yeah, I ended up giving it 2 stars. Next I have Adventure Time Comics Volume 1. This is a mashup, like an anthology of comics based around Adventure Time from different artists, and the reason I wanted to read it was because Katie Cook, who used to draw the My Little Pony comic, had a piece in it. So I got it from NetGalley, but they were cute, they were funny, I liked most of them, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next thing I read was Joyride Volume 1. This is kind of like a band of misfits traveling through space, and I can't remember her details, but I do remember they were running away from something, and I really liked the character Uma. She was really fun, and I think if you like Firefly or Doctor Who, you would like this, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Next I read Ms. Marvel Volume 6, Civil War 2. As always, I love Ms. Marvel. It's one of my favorite comics, possibly my favorite comic, and I can't tell you what this one was about because that would be a spoiler, but Ms. Marvel is about a girl who gets the powers of Ms. Marvel. She's Muslim, and she's 16, and she's like a fangirl, and it's awesome, and I love it, and I highly recommend it. Then I read issues number 2 and 3 of America, which is America Chavez. It's a new comic based on her, and she was in the Young Avengers, which I've talked about on this channel. I really love the Young Avengers, and so I really like these too. It's a hard reading issue by issue because you're not getting a complete story, but I definitely like 2 and 3 better than 1, and its own voices for America's a lesbian and Latina, and the writer is a Latina and lesbian, so yay. Finally, Marvel coming through with the representation. Next, I read Mockingbird Volumes 1 and 2. The first one's called I Can Explain. The second one's called My Feminist Agenda. I cannot recommend these to you enough. Sadly, it was canceled, but there's 8 issues, and you need to read them. Mockingbird is Hawkeye's ex-wife, and she's funny, she's feminist, and if you decide to read it, you need to make sure you look in the background of a lot of her things, because there's hilarious things like in the background of a lot of the drawings. So you gotta read it. I can't recommend it to you enough. Please, please, please read it. Maybe if enough of us buy it, they'll bring it back. The next thing I read was Princeless Book 1, Save Yourself. This is about a girl who's locked in a tower, and she saves herself, and she has a dragon, and she joins up with another female blacksmith who has to lie and say her dad's doing all the blacksmithing, and they go on an adventure, and it's fantastic. I wish it was written by a woman, but it is illustrated by a woman, and I just checked out the 2nd and 3rd volumes from my library, and I can't wait to read them. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, highly recommend. Then I read the first chapter of Rock and Riot, which is a webcomic that hopefully I'll remember to link below. And this takes place in the 50s, and it's just so diverse, super queer, and super great, and you should read it. Then I just read issues 5 and 6 of Spider-Man Deadpool. The comic is about Spider-Man and Deadpool teaming up for things, and they're funny. I liked issue 6 better than 5, but all in all, it's a good series, and I would recommend it. And that is everything. That's not a lot. I didn't read a lot of comics over the last few months, but I'm about to. I just checked out a bunch, and I joined Comixology Unlimited and have yet to read anything from them. So I think I'm finally going to start Saga, and I just got Sunstone Volume 1 because Ashley at Tea Leaves Books and Bindings, I think that's the name of her channel, she recommended it, and it sounds amazing. So there will be another comic wrap-up coming very, very soon. So, yeah, that's it for me. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!